Okay. Likutei Parshas Pinchas. Likutei Parshas Pinchas, page 150. Like 15 lines in the top of the page. Okay. The Rebbe basically asked the question: if the concept of Reich Dichech Hashem, that Korban is being a good smell to Hashem, and Rashi brings down from the Medrash Shamarti v'Nasir Etzeni, that they listened to me and they did what I wanted, so that applies by every mitzvah. So what's unique about Korban? So the Alter Rebbe started explaining, Ayem la'aseisam, in this world, number one, it's the action when we have free choice. Up there's no mitzvahs. Secondly, you could only do tshuva in this world, you can't do tshuva in Olam Haba. And he says, why? Because once you come up there, it's already established what it is. It's mamala kolam. This world, the Savior kolam means there is no exact thing you could change it. So he says, the difference between Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba, kiba Olam Haba, ein loch davar she'ein li mokim. Everything has its place. It's already established in Olam Haba. It is what it is. Every level is different than its friends. Like there's Malachim, then the Neshamas Tikdusha, they're unique. Over there, there's no bad with the good. You know, good is good, bad is bad, that's it. Therefore, up there in Olam Haba, where there's Taif, there's no Ram, where there's Ra, there's no Taif. But in this world, thanks to Chatei Tzadas, even in a place where there's Taif, there's Ram, or there's Taif, even in the place of Ram. Therefore, because in every evil there's good, okay, so therefore, in this world, Yochel Asis Mitzvah, V'Yochel Shamnis is Tamei Meira L'Tev. You could change it from bad to good because there's nothing established yet. There's good with bad together, so therefore you can change good bad to good and good to bad. Well, the Indian is like this. Why is it like that? In Olam Haba is revealed the level of godliness. Therefore, Gan Eden is the pleasure of neshamis shemisan gan al Hashem that enjoy God basegos and maskalosim b'reintel baruchu. Okay, what is Gan Eden? Neshamis are sitting, basking in godliness. From the tainu gan nimsham b'chinas gila v'asaga in a way that they really feel it. Nehenim miziv hashchina. Okay, there's a gila of alokos ziv hashchina. Granted, it's only a ray, but what the ray is, then, and they benefit, meaning they feel it, they understand it, they grasp it. And therefore, in this gilui and this understanding, there's there's infinite levels. Because once you deal with understanding, this one understands a little bit more, this one a little bit less, this one a lot more, a lot less. There's infinite levels. So what is the difference in Gan Eden? There are neshamas, different levels of neshamas that understand different levels of elokus. There are malachim higher and lower, like the Rambam writes in Hilchos Deis. In Hilchos Seder, that there are certain malachim, when the pasuk says srafim omdim mimaloi, the srafim stand above the ifanim. What do you mean? There's no steps up there that they. The Rambam means in the understanding of elokus, higher and lower. Here, higher and lower means second floor and first floor. Over there, higher and lower means in the amount you understand, and there's infinite levels.
And then over there is the Ziv Shechina and the Nen. Over here, how come the goof doesn't feel the essence?
Who says
over there is Ziv, and then
because the goof right now, the goof blocks elokus.
Right.
No.
But it's the
Unless
essence.
you're tzaddik.
But you don't feel it.
Unless you're tzaddik,
Right? You connect it
Where
to
is the Ziv?
the ziv they feel, and this we don't feel.
Because of the
Lots of love we're going to have the essence being felt. But Hagam shekul mekabel me'erin tzal baruch l'chayre. They all get from the same place. So why should it be different levels? He says, Kedim yeran neshamim mispashetes beguf. It's similar to the neshama that's in the body. She'em yesh neshama atzma. Ein by his chalkus. Even though l'chayre the neshama itself, there's no divisions in the neshama. The neshama is etzem poshut, one simplistic thing. Mikama kaim ha'ayim mekabel koyach. Nevertheless, the neshama in the body, the eye, gets the power of sight. V'chol even mekabel koyach prati. She'em mekabel chaverei, that none of the other limbs get. Ad she'em pulas echad dem lechaverei. Okay? Meaning, you have one gilui called the neshama.
The battery.
The neshama is non-divisible. There's no divisions in the neshama is not composed of koyach hariyah, koyach hashmiyah. There's not a compartment, the offices in the neshama, that this part and this part. Neshama is one simplistic thing. When it becomes revealed, when the neshama functions in the body, so then the eye sees, and the ear hears, and the nose smells, and the mouth talks. So then it's getting a different level, even though the neshama is the same neshama. And he says, the same thing in the chain of the worlds, Michal and Lamaila. Malach Michal is ba'ava dafka. Machne Gabriel is b'yira. V'chol tzadik yeshle mother b'fnei atzma. The Gemara says that every tzadik has his own compartment in Gan Eden. Ukshem sheyav shelishan is pula seivodim. Just like down here, you can't change the limbs. You can't make the eye smell and the nose see. Last is Miragel Rosh. So the same thing. Efshelishan is Gili, say the Rishtaush, Beilam Abba. In Olam Abba, you can't change anything. It is what it is. The eye is the eye, and the ear is the ear. And it's all getting this Gilui of Alukus, i.e. like the Neshama is getting the Gilui, but the eye takes this, and the foot takes this, and you can't change the eye to the foot. This is called Mamalakal Mochigan Eden, Lochol Elam, Lefi Madrigase. Therefore, Me'ach Hashem Shecha Adam Al Atzmei. Levushi Elam Azel Begudim Tzeyim. Therefore, when a person, before they come to Gan Eden, in this world, they bring upon themselves filthy, it literally means filthy garments, obviously spiritual. Therefore, you can't, over there it's said already. If you already bring in impure garments in this world, so you can't change it, you can't do tshuva up there. Because it is what it is, it's already established. The eye is the eye, and the nose is the nose. What you did, the impure garments, in the impure garments, you can't do anything about it. 1 second. The revelation of Elokus in this world is through Torah mitzvahs. That this Hamshacha comes from Sefer Kol Almin, Shahidei Kiyam HaTorah VaMitzvahs, through the fulfillment of Torah mitzvahs. Shebehem Melu B'She'erin Tov B'Achtve B'Chvei V'Yatz D'Les Machshava Tfisa, which is the level of Sefer Kol Almin, Mamshech Erin Tov Baruch Hu B'Atzmi, HaSefer Kol Almin Al Nafshei, which is the Maila Megillah HaSoga Shebegan Eden. So now in this world you bring down a much greater level of Elokus than in Olam Haba. In Olam Haba is only Ziv HaShechina. In this world you're bringing down. So it's like Rashi brings us down in Chumash that before 40 days of conception, you could daven if the boy should be the fetus should be a boy or a girl. After it's already a boy, tefillah is not going to make it a girl. If it's a boy, it's a boy. You can't make it a girl, except if you're Leah with that Dina with that. But that was unique. But you can't make, because once it's established, it's established. In the world of Sefer Kol Almin, there is no top, there is no bottom. It's all famished. So therefore, this world, which is Gilui of Sefer Kol Almin, the problem is we don't get it. Gan Eden is Mamalak Kol Almin, a lower level, but they get it. This world we're bringing down a higher level, we don't get it. But therefore, you can do tshuva in this world.
Rabbi, can I just...
What?
When a person says Kaddish for a parent or for a loved one, they can elevate a person's neshama even though he's in.
Yes, it does, but the person himself can't do tshuva. That elevation doesn't help tshuva. It helps cleansing the neshama. It takes away the cleansing of the neshama, but it doesn't make him do tshuva. Commissioner, because if it's Sefer Shultan, Baby in Perik Mem Ches. It says in Perik Mem Ches, Al Rebbe over there describes what's a Sefer Kolalmin mean. So he says, Ein Perushi Sefer V'makid Momayla. Can't mean surrounding it. What it means is, Sefer Kolalmin means Hel and Behester. It's there, because Hashem is all over. What does Sefer Kolalmin mean? It's there, but it's Hel and Behester. Umemala kolam is gilui. Mala is a revelation. Rakshibitsimsum rabim vatsum bechinas go limited. Mashenkin tzaydev is bechinas ein sof. Meaning, the Rebbe explains in Tanya, the definition of Seviv Kol Almin means it's not permeating the world. Meaning, it's not felt. It's only indirect. To give a simple mashal, Emunah that every Jew has does not necessarily mean it stops him from sinning. He has the Emunah. The Emunah is there. In fact, it's very strong. But nevertheless, it doesn't affect it doesn't permeate, it doesn't affect the day-to-day living of the Jew. Therefore, a Jew can have very strong Emunah, like we said, the Ganav Davins, and while he's having the Emunah, he could be sinning. Why? Because it's not memalika, it's not permeating it, it's not filling it. When something fills it, then you feel it. Seichel fills the brain, you feel it. This is a level of seichel called Amunah. Yeah, Amunah, you don't feel it. If you don't feel it, it only affects you indirectly, not directly.
So you should be able to do Memale, you should have control over Memale and more than so.
No, because Memale, Olam Haba is talking about. Once you're there, it is what it is. Now, very down here of a Jew, by the way, is to reveal Sefer V'Mala, which l'cheira is a contradiction of terms.
But when you do
But the point is to bring Asher Kitshanu b'mitzvahs v'tzivanu Baruch Ato Havaya, which is Sefer, into Elokeinu. So through Torah mitzvahs, you could bring Sefer into what?
When a person goes to Gan Eden, and then at that point, it's from Soda, it becomes Mamala.
No, up there it doesn't. Only down here.
Yes.
Over there, Mamala is what you accomplished, is what you are. That's it. Like it says, in Gan Eden, there's different levels. Yeah, every tzaddik has a modor. Every tzaddik has his own compartment up there. Everything is different.
And the robot seats.
Meaning, Bechin is a Gili Ahosha Began Eden. That Gili of Gan Eden is only Ziv Bovad Mitodosi Vavidasi. In other words, when a person does Torah mitzvahs in this world, they cause a Gili of Shechina, but in the level of Gan Eden, that's only the level of, Ziv. Ziv Teirasi Vavidasi. In other words, like it's Alter Rebbe brings on Tanya from the Zohar, that when the neshama comes up to Gan Eden, it still needs food and clothing, spiritual food and clothing. So it says the Torah that learned in this world is the food of the neshama, and the mitzvahs they did in that world, in this world, is the garments for the neshama Gan Eden, because garments also are not internalized. So therefore, you learn more Torah, you get more Gan Eden. You learn less Torah, you get less Gan Eden. You know, that Gilui. But it also depends, Torah Lishma, not Lishma, if it goes up, it goes down, whatever. That's the bottom line of it. Like it says, the person being, what does the pasuk say? Before this is before Chatei Tzadas. Hashem put Adam Rishon in Gan Eden, la'av the Ula Shamra. That means, Haimugil Elokush Began Eden. V'taineg HaNeshamas is dependent on the Avda U'L'Shamra. What you did, that is what you get in Gan Eden. But V'er Ein Sof Baruch Atzma, a Seviv Kol Almin, which is a level of Seviv Kol Almin, which is Shavel Mashveh Katan V'Gadol. In the world of Seviv, they're all the same. Or to give another mashal, when the neshama comes into the guf, we learn there's chayis kloli and chayis prati. Chayis kloli means the neshama is born, the baby is born, the neshama is in the body's alive. It's not functioning in a capacity. It's alive. The head and the foot are equally alive. Because in that level of elokus, which is not directly functioning in a keli, there's no keli, that's Seviv Kolam, there's no keli, and therefore it's Behelem. So that level, bottom line, is everything's the same. Now when you're talking about the neshama functioning in the body, the way the neshama, the Koyach Hariyah goes into the eye, and Koyach Hashmi in the ear, and all that, so then already it comes in based on the keli. So the bigger keli, more gili of the neshama. Less keli, less gili of the neshama. In other words, the difference, just in a simple medical thing, the difference, according to Torah, so to speak, the difference between a person with better vision or not such good vision is not a difference in the koyach of the neshama of re'iyah. The koyach of re'iyah is equal by everybody. The difference between one person and another person is this guy's eye is a better keli and this guy's eye is not such a good keli. Or in the connection, in the electricity, the wiring between the neshama and the eye, there's something maybe a little short, maybe a little, it's a thin wire maybe, whatever it may be. But the koyach hariyah, by everybody, that's how Chassidus explains, that a person who's blind, two parents that are blind, can give birth to a kid that sees. So science says the reason is because the genes skip a generation. But according to Torah, it's a whole different explanation. But blind people have a koyach hariyah. The koyach hariyah is perfect by every single person. Why are they blind? Because there's something wrong with the keli, or in the connection of the keli. But the koyach hariyah is there. Therefore, when a parent gives birth to a child, they're giving him koyach hariyah. Now, if that child's eye or connection is not blemished, so then the kid could see. Because the question is, how can a parent give a child something they don't have? Right? They don't hear, they don't see. How can they give a koyach to a child to see and hear if they don't have it themselves? The answer is they do have it. They have 100% koyach hariyah. In fact, in the Gemara calls it the expression, a blind person in Gemara is called Sagi Nahar. Sagi Nahar literally means an abundance of light. So simply, why does the Gemara call Sagi Nahar? Because we want to call it a nice name. Like Beit HaChaim, you don't call Beit HaMesim. You know, all these things, you give it a positive name to it. But Chassidus explains, no, it's Taka Sagi Nahar. The reason why the person is blind is because the eye is not a keli to the gili of the it's too much odd, too much koyach hariyah that the keli can't handle, so it doesn't function.
So when a tzaddik gives a bracha and fixes it, is he fixing the keli? Is he fixing the connection?
He's fixing either the keli or the connection, whatever is missing. He's not fixing the koyach hariyah. What? No, shmir, go everything.
Because if a parent is super intelligent, usually, the child
There are certain
intelligent people becomes,
there are certain things in genes that are transmitted, but certain times you can have a person that doesn't see can give birth to somebody who sees.
someone
There are genes that are transmitted, yeah. But sometimes you can have an ugly person giving birth to a good-looking person.
The koach of the klali is more than the koach of the prati.
It's stronger, but therefore there's no keli for it. And if there's no keli, it cannot function directly, only indirectly.
There is not a conflict, like there is a klali functioning the body, and then there is a prati
That what?
to a limb.
No.
These are not two different things.
It's two different paros of the same neshama. The same neshama gives a kerch to be alive, and the same neshama has a kerch prati to see and to smell and to hear and to whatever.
Somebody has a psychological issues. Could it be that the prati...
I mean, everybody who has a psychological issue, yeah.
in mind, would it be that the klali is in conflict with the prati?
No,
No?
no, it's two different things.
And then Rabbi, why is it that the Torah says that Orein Sof is Sof of Kolami?
Because Ein Sof means unlimited, and Mamala Kolamin is limited based on the Keli.
But it's higher than Sof. Isn't Orein Sof higher than Sof of Kolami?
No, here he's speaking Seviv. He says, Mashenkin Seviv Kol B'chinas Ein Sof. Ein Sof is generally infinite, is Seviv, not Mamala. Mamala is limited.
I thought it's not infinite. It's,
What?
I thought Orein Sof is not infinite and it's not finite. It's higher than both.
No, that's not in Or. In Etzem, it's higher than both.
Then the subconscious is neshama, or is it the delush? Is machshav?
The non-functional machshava, non-revealed machshava. A person's always thinking. Sometimes you're aware of what you're thinking, sometimes you're not aware of what you're thinking. But you're always thinking. That's why it's called the Vosha Miyuchad, that you always, the neshama is functioning, so is machshava. But not always are we aware of it. There are chassidim that are able to give a din v'cheshbon of every machshava, diva, and ma'aseh that since bar mitzvah. You know, most people can't give a din v'cheshbon for the last 5 minutes, what they thought. Because the mind's all over the place. Really. You walk in the street, or you're just sitting, you know, not concentrating on something. Do you know where your mind's going? It's all over the place. They tell a story. This guy was davening Shemona Esrei, and he finished Shemona Esrei, so an elder chassid, it's a great, went over to him again, Shalom Aleichem. He says, Shalom Aleichem, I'm here the whole time, what do you mean Shalom Aleichem? He says, I saw that when you were davening Shemona Esrei, you were in this city on business, in this city on business, and this city on business, so now you finished davening, you came back here, I'm giving you Shalom Aleichem.
We're not supposed to talk in between.
It was after davening. Or the chassid didn't daven yet, or that finished davening. I don't know what's the difference. But think about it. A guy in Shemona Esrei is all over the place, right? It's by your business, right? So you think this business. Now you came back. Shalom Aleichem. Give me Shalom Aleichem. Okay, Behine. Oh, it's late. Okay.